So this was the first time we did the DMR this season. I did the mile leg, which is the last one of the 4, and basically the 800 leg, which is Jill, hands off to me. So when I first got the baton, we were in like a group of 3 with me and then a UNH girl and a Vermont girl, and we were all like kind of in the same spot. I got passed by the UNH girl initially, but then I came back and got her, and then I guess she kind of dropped back a bit, but the Vermont girl was like too far ahead to catch. But it provided like good competition and helped me stay mentally engaged the whole time because I could see her in front of me. Well, I know that the DMR has qualified for nationals quite a few times, and I'm lucky that I've been able to be on it for the past 2 years. So I just wanted to be able to maintain that tradition, and it was really exciting to provisionally qualify again this year, and hopefully we can save our spot for nationals.
So I was the first leg of the relay, which was the 1200, and it was really cool because it was my first time running this race, and it was the opening leg, so I had to get us in a good spot for the rest of my teammates to run, and I had to hand off to Krista, which was a total change in pace, so I wanted to get her in a good position to get out hard, and I think we did a really good job, and it was really cool to provisionally qualify. I've never done that before in this relay, whereas like Jill, Anna, and Krista have all done it, and it was really cool to be a part of the relay with them.
I think what's really cool about this relay is that when I was a freshman, I remember the girls. My freshman year, obviously I wasn't on it, but I got to see them make nationals and end up getting All-American, and I got to see them go through that whole process and see them work really hard to get the qualification and everything. So it's been really cool being on it the past 2 years and getting to be on it again to try to do that same thing that the previous girls had inspired me to do since my freshman year. And it feels really cool to be part of that tradition and have a few new characters each year and just try to, fill in spots in the relay and see who's really up for the job. But we always seem to get it done, which is really fun to do. So achieving the provisional qualification at New England's is particularly special, just being like having it be a championship, and it's kind of a little bit more heightened, and we get to get the All New England honor along with it since we placed second, which is always nice to have. And it's just good feedback and getting to see not only where we would be against other Division II teams, but against some higher level D1 teams and be able to compete against that. I think it gives us a really good idea of competition that we could face at nationals, just given that there's usually a lot of talent at New England's, and being able to race against them instead of just kind of racing against ourselves for a time. It gets us into that competitive mindset, which I think is really beneficial once we end up making it to a national championship.
So when I got the baton from Alyssa, it was probably the more challenging handoff of the relay because she's doing a 1200 meter leg and I'm doing a 400 meter leg. So it's definitely obviously a big change in pace. So that was a little bit challenging. I thought it went pretty well, but we could have definitely done better because I didn't really take off fast enough, but it leaves a lot of room for improvement for the next race. And yeah, so I just tried to take off fast, and there was a few girls in front of me, so my focus was just on closing the gap between them as much as possible. The 400 leg being such a short part of the DMR, what I usually focus on is just maintaining our position or making it better. So that's what I was trying to do. And after that, I handed it off to Jill, and she ran a great 800 meter leg. When I found out I was going to be running the DMR this past weekend, Coach Schwartz was talking to me about what events I was going to be doing, and he told me that I was going to be running the Open 4, the DMR, and the 4x4. So I was a bit overwhelmed at first, but I definitely knew that the DMR was going to be the main focus, and I was just very excited that we were going to be doing it and taking another shot at qualifying, and I kind of knew that we could do it. I knew there was no doubt in my mind that we could do it. It was just a matter of whether we were all going to come together at the right time and do it. So coming up to the day of the race, I asked Coach Schwartz not to talk to me about my 400, my open 400, until after the DMR, because as soon as I ran the 400, I wanted to get that out of my mind and focus on the relay, because in my mind, the team relay is more important than my own individual performance. So I was just trying to get back into that headspace, really focusing on just going all out and putting my own event behind me and running fast. So with this season, we got a little bit of a late start with the relay. So when it came time to do it, it was at New England. So it's already a pretty high quality meet, and we want to have a high quality performance for a variety of reasons. We want to make a point and stand out at New England's, and obviously we also wanted to get that national qualifying time. So we really had to come together and pull together as a team really quickly and get those handoffs figured out the day before and really just go for it. In previous years, we've had a few more opportunities to kind of get used to the swing of things, get used to the handoffs and all that, but this year we really just had this one opportunity come kind of late, so we had to take full advantage of it, and I think we did a pretty good job of that. Also, it was pretty difficult. Well, it doesn't seem like it was difficult for them, but for Alyssa and Anna, they had to compete very late into the cross-country season because they're both very strong cross-country athletes, and they competed at cross-country nationals. So coming back from that is not an easy transition, especially changing from the longer races to now the shorter races with a lot more speed. So definitely props to them for transitioning so quickly and already running great times in the track events and in the relay.